saying is the Lord, he's going to make the Russians gather those lands that they had once before, Crimea, Ukraine, and turn them back into old Soviet power, the USSR. And they're going to come forth, they're going to march further west with all sorts of armor, chariots, handling swords, spears, a great company, which is a modern day weaponry, man. Because nobody fights wars anymore with swords and spears and armor. You know, they do wear armor, but it ain't like how it was in the ancient world. Okay, they're actually going to be a great military with missile defense systems, tanks, helicopters, jet fighters, okay, nuclear missiles. All right, different infantry units. Go ahead.
And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet.
Yeah, and Persia is Iran. Ethiopia, of course, is East Africa. And he said, what else?
It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with
Libya.
them.
Libya is North Africa. Modern day Egypt, that area. That's Libya. Those are Ishmaelites. Okay? And they're going to join forces with Russia. Okay, with Russia, with Persia. Go ahead.
All of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters,
which is Turkey. Turkey, which right now, Turkey is part of NATO and the EU. But they're going to leave that and click up with Russia. They're going to leave NATO and the EU to click up with Russia and fight against it. Go ahead.
And all his bands and many people with thee.
Yep, different and other nations not spoken of right now. They're going to click up with those strong armies. Because you got smaller countries in between those different regions. Countries you never heard of, but they got standing militaries. They ain't as strong, but they're going to click up with the bigger ones to fight against you, Babylon. It's how it's going.
Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
Yeah, it says be thou prepared, man. And what is Russia doing? It's preparing, you know, with these different moves. They want to get Turkey, Ukraine, the old USSR group, man, to bring back that old Russian spirit. So it's preparing all these armies, and then also those that are going to be allies with that, which is going to be, as it says, Ethiopia, Libya, Syria, China is going to be an ally with them.
After many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years, thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend. Ezekiel 38:8. After many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years, thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee.
Yeah, so Russia's going to invade. Russia is going to invade, okay, the land of Israel. All right, and also here in America. Because this prophecy that the land of Israel is going to get destroyed too. It's going to get shot with nuclear missiles. Like we always talk about, the strongest clean engine you can use is fire. And a lot of wickedness has been conducted in that land, in the Lord's land. So he's going to send a fire upon it to cleanse it. For all the wickedness that's been done there, all the idols, the land, the land, the animals, have all been contaminated by this devil. You know, they got a place in Tel Aviv, they have a parade and they call it Pink City. that commit homosexual acts in the land. And homosexuality is a heavy offense. So the Lord is going to use the Russians, the Chinese, the Persians to bomb the shit out of that place, bro. To actually send troops down there to kill the people. Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, I will go to them that are at rest.
That's you Americans, man. This is the land of unwalled villages because there isn't really any border here to separate it from the known world. And also, there ain't really no missile defense system.
You know what else too? Them that are at rest.
That's what I was about to get into. Because you people are at rest. You think nothing's gonna happen. You think it's all safe and sound. You people are not worried about a Russian invasion. You're not worried about Iran or even North Korea. You got Biden talking about more sanctions. Because they really think that they don't have the capability to actually detonate a nuclear. But you know what? Their ally is Russia. And Russia got the big toys. You think it's impossible for the Russians to sneak a missile into Korea? Even just one. You know, they can do that. So you people are at rest. You think nothing's going to happen. That's why the scriptures also call this the virgin daughter of Babylon. Because the word virgin means untouched. You people are proud because America has never actually seen conflict. Nobody's actually invaded or touched America, bro. 9/11, that was an inside job. Pearl Harbor, that was an inside job. Those are all inside jobs, bro.
What's the meme? Jet fuel can't melt steel beams. You can't. The heat from fuel, it's impossible for it to melt the steel that was in it.
That shit was bombs because it fell in levels. Like, you remember the old school games? Like, I think it was Super Mario Brothers, the first one, Nintendo, where if you ran and jumped on the flag on the top, there's certain times you do it, then there'll be a bomb and it will detonate. That's what bombs do, it's levels, you know? And that's what happened to the World Trade Center.
Yeah, because it hit the top, right? When you watch the video, it hit like up at the top. And then it started collapsing straight down, bro. Whereas if it were to actually bring down the building, you would think that it would have toppled over and not just came straight down perfect. Like, it literally just fell and it just like turned into rubble and dust.
Which another thing that happened, the owner of the building, they took out an extra insurance claim prior to that happening. So they made fucking bank off that. When that happened, the owner of those buildings, hey, that was a high level number.
They did it. They did it also to fuck up the economy. It was called the World Trade Center. Everything had a slight reset. And what came on top of it, everybody had to start looking at that. Now where's it going? Now where's it going? World Trade Center.
All the World Trade Center. Did they ever rebuild it?
They put up that wall right.
Oh, Ground Zero? I think they call it Ground Zero.
Sure.
Like a memorial and shit.
Yeah. And then it was like your voices.
Oh yeah, it's like a dark hole.
Well, it show you like the picture, you can see like demons in the coming out of the fucking smoke and shit, man. People was jumping out of the building and shit, bro. That shit was rough, man.
But yeah, showing you, man, that the Russians, the Lord's gonna put an evil thought in them to invade America, to invade the land of Israel, to march further west. They're already doing it.
Hey, see, that's why too, I want to say this. I believe, like, when they talk about false flag attacks and stuff, the reason I believe in a false flag in the sense that they set certain things up, but I think a lot of the time false flag events, real people died. You know, people get like labeled to them bombs. It's not just like a whole fake movie set, man. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. 9/11 was a sacrifice, man. That's why so many people got killed in that. Real people died.
Yeah.
Esau don't give a fuck, man. He worships Satan, man. That was a sacrifice to his God, man. What did that allow him to do? Pass all this down legislation, man.
Because shortly after that, what happened? He seduced a lot of you people to go in and kill them fucking terrorists. He did a terrorist attack on us, let's go fucking kill them. Everybody was up.
Everybody's ready. Go kill them.
They went in there and started smacking them.
And
Then you got Mike, what's his name? Money Mike? Money Mike.
Oh, Mike Good? Mike Good. Cat Williams?
Cat Williams, there you go. He came out and said, can you show me an Iraqi military uniform?
Right.
He says, you don't see them because we out there killing them.
Yeah.
He said, we're killing their citizens, we're killing their ass.
He said motherfucker coming out with a rope and flip flop.
Yeah.
you kill motherfuckers with sweatpants, flip flops, and a cowboy hat.
And that's what America did. Use that witchcraft to go in there and fucking raid that shit. And now what? The Iraqi citizens are damn near allies of America. That's why you got all these fucking Assyrians here. Those are those Iraqis, bro.
And what was the first things they took when they invaded? They took the oil fields and the poppy fields. Well, right after that happened, they started making Vicodin, Oxycodone, all the pills increased because they were taking the opium from where they invaded and they were making the pills here.
When you have opioid crisis, they call it a crisis.
That's America's biggest export. It's weapons and pharmaceutical drugs. That's all. It's dope the world up and that great sword he gave to these nations to kill them. Because that was his blessing. You know? That's not
We just showing you, man, that the Bible, it explains all this stuff. It explains all this stuff. Living in what you're going through, why all this stuff is happening. It explains all this stuff. What goes out.
So with that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, our Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders that were well and great millstone. So we'll hopefully let out there preaching this word and